Hi guys, these are all the palettes that I used in the month of December, and I was thinking there was a lot of them. There's really not a whole lot. I had some days, some no makeup days. I did, and also there's one palette I used quite often. So if you want to see the palettes that I used and the looks that I created, then stick around. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andi. I'm really happy that you're here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start. The first one I'm going to show you, I used 6 times. It is the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox. The reason I use it 6 times, well, other than the fact that I love it. You know I love it. I had these 2 shades right here in a project. I have them in a project. So I use this by itself with no other palette. I use this by itself 3 times. Enjoyed every look that I did with it because it is my favorite palette. But then one time I used it with the Lena Beauty B palette. This was in my 50 Shades of Yellow. That is what it looks like. And then the next one I used was the ColourPop Main Squeeze palette with it. I have one shade from the ColourPop Main Squeeze palette in my pan, those eyeshadows. I still have that I still have that shade right here in this little Z palette, but as I've mentioned, I don't know if you heard, I depotted all of my ColourPop 9 and 12 pans, and I had 1/16 pan that I depotted and put them into some ginormous Z palettes. Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to work moving forward. I'm trying it. I'm trying it out. Something that I wanted to do, and so I did it. So I did use that shade in that look. And then the last look that I did, I used the Nomad Berlin Underground. This is in a palette for No Pan Left Behind, which means I have to use every shadow in this. So I am enjoying that. I am enjoying doing that because this was my first Nomad palette. And this is what started my obsession with Nomad. The next one I used is the BH Miss Claus palette. This was the 2021. That is what it looks like. I really enjoy the look that I did with this. I'm surprised I only did one look with it because, you know, it was Christmas month. But like I said, too, I had some no makeup days at work. I did. So yeah, that's very pretty. I love it. And then I also did a look with the Naughty palette. This was the 2020 release, I believe. And this is what it looks like. This was a collab with Ash, Erica, and Leanna. We talked about why we're on the naughty list. Yeah. Definitely on the naughty list, I'm just saying. Definitely on the naughty list. And then the next palette I used is the Blend Bunny Blends. If you've been here any length of time, you know exactly what shades I used. I used the purples because that's really the only thing I use in this palette. But oh my gosh, it does such a beautiful look. I had some project shades to use that were shimmers, and they're purple and blue leaning, and I freaking loved it. I love this palette. I have dips in these 3 shades. The rest of them don't look like they've been touched. Even though I have used the browns in this palette, they don't look like they've been touched. Oh, such a great palette. Such a great brand. Such a great brand. The next one I used, there's a story behind this, so I'm not being egotistical, okay? I'm not being narcissistic, but it is called the So Andi palette. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. It is my Sydney Grace singles. I created this little BYOP Build Your Own palette for my collab with Zach Dooley. We made a palette out of our Sydney Grace singles. And these are the shades that I chose to make this palette. And this color story is so me. So I was talking to Ash from Makeup and Chaos, if you didn't know. And I said, I want to name it something because I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it just like this for a while, if not forever. And she was like, call it Andi because it's your color story. So it's called the So Andi. It's So Andi because it is. But I love. And this look was not the look that I created for the collab. It was just a look that I created later on because we did the collab in November. And then what I used then? Oh, the ColourPop It's a Mood. ColourPop It's a Mood. And this is what that looks like. Such a pretty palette. It's so pretty. It's so versatile. And I really enjoy using my mega palettes. I kept my mega palettes intact. Yes, my quads and my mega palettes I kept intact. I'm not depotting these because I love them the way they are. I have thought about depotting the Rock Candy because it's so similar to the Stone Cold Fox, but I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet. I'm going to see how that works out first. Okay, the next ones, actually there's two palettes I used for this one look, the same look. And I used the Nomad Fire and Ice. Finally used this palette. It was untouched. I did a Get Ready With Me creating this look right here. And I enjoyed it very, very much. Very, very much. I used that palette and then I also used the Odin's Eye Solmani 2. This is amazing. This is such a great palette. I only used a couple of shades. I think I used this shade. And I used this shade to blend out the shades that I used in this one. It was lovely. It was lovely. I know not everybody is a fan of Odin's Eye, but this is what, and this is just me talking. I think I've said this before. I think I said it in my declutter videos. If you didn't see that, the people that don't like Odin's Eye, most of the people that I've seen that don't like Odin's Eye, they have the palettes with the round pans. But I feel like the palettes with this shaped pan, I feel like that people really like them. So I don't know if it's a different formula because I've never tried that. So I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just my theory. That's just my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. And then I used the Marilyn Monroe palette from Revolution Pro. Can we just take a minute? Can we take a minute? It's so beautiful. And it's just as beautiful on the inside. When I saw this, when they came out with this, it's been a couple of years ago. I had to have it. I had to have it. You can see the embossing is almost worn off of this shade. I use this shade quite a bit. I use that shade quite a bit. I use this shade quite a bit and this shade. So yeah, I did a look with this and it was lovely. I liked it. I love this palette. I need to use it more often. I need to use it more often. And then the final palette that I used in December, I used it the day before Christmas. No, I didn't. I used it the day before Christmas Eve. I was going to a family's Christmas get-together. And this is what it looks like. And I used several shades. I have this in a project also, No Pan Left Behind. And yeah, so I did that look. And then I'm also wearing it today with different shades. I think I used maybe one of the same shades I used in that other look, but I used this. This has been on for hours, so I don't know what it looks like with my eyes closed, but I'll put up a picture because I did take a photo. And Anthony and I went to a dinner tonight, and we had reservations for this like bougie diner. It's like a elevated diner food. And we had meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and it was delicious. And then we split a big slab of chocolate cake as big as your head. We split it. We should have split the whole meal and then split the cake because it was way too much food. It was a big piece of meatloaf on top of Texas toast with mashed potatoes on top of that. And then it had this gravy. You guys, it was delicious. It's delicious. So yes, I wanted to get prettied up for that, since we were going out someplace that, is a little bit nicer than the wing place we go to, or Skyline, or whatever. So those are all of the palettes that I used in the month of December. Now let me ask you this. Do you want me to keep doing this? Do you care that I have photos? Do you want to see the photos of the looks that I do? Let me know in the comments below, because I kind of am changing things up this year, and kind of going in a direction more conscious consumerism than buying all the new things. So I still am going to be wearing makeup every month, and I really enjoy showing you the palettes that I used. Do you want to see the photos? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see the photos. Tell me in the comments maybe what is your favorite palette that you used this month, or if you have any opinions of the palettes that I used in the month of December. Just let me know. I like chit-chatting with you guys. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed and you like makeup content, panning content, conscious consumerism, then consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love for you to join the team. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.